Good evening. How is everybody today? It's Sunday. It's 8 o'clock. In the UK anyway, it's 8 o'clock. I don't know where you are. So whatever time it is, it's always time for this. It's time to have a drink. Good evening to you. It's been a pretty busy week, hasn't it? Lots going on. Tonight, I'm delighted to say we are joined by Giedo van der Garde. So he'll be along in a few minutes' time. We'll link up with him. I will let him explain what he's been doing all day. Could lead to a very interesting half an hour or so. But yes, let me know where you are, what you're up to, if you've had a good week, bad week, indifferent week. Hopefully none of you are suffering from coronavirus. That would be good. Pit Lane Jamie says, how's the wine? The wine is delicious because at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, when you've been looking after a 3.5-year-old who's turning into a 18-year-old all week, it's nice to just sit back and relax and kind of sign off from being a mum for a little bit and sign on for being a motorsport enthusiast. That's what I'm going to say anyway. And so much has happened this week in the world of motorsport. Daniel Abt, that all kicked off, didn't it, after last weekend? So we might talk a little bit about him. We may well talk about Williams being up for sale. Anybody got enough money to buy it? I would love to be able to do that, wouldn't you? It'd be amazing. We've got rules that have happened, the cost caps come in, the Dutch Grand Prix not happening this year, that's been confirmed. So obviously Giedo will have some opinions on that. Virtual Le Mans happening shortly, it's the end of May. We're still rumbling on with who's going to place Ricciardo at Renault. So much to talk about. And obviously we've also got the whole thing about, are they going to do a reverse grid in the Formula One race for the first few rounds, wherever they may be. Austria is obviously the starting point at the beginning of July. It looks like Mercedes are the ones that are saying they don't want it to happen. Interesting. I just wonder how many of you think that teams in Formula One should have an input into the rules in Formula One. It's always a question worth asking. Bob saying, should we have a whip around? Tracy, I'd love to buy Williams. I know, so many people would. So many people. So remember, if you've got any questions that you want to get them in. There's a little question mark symbol at the bottom. That means I can read through your questions at any point and don't have to scroll forward and back, which is always pretty useful. So have a look at that and get questions in if you've got questions for me. Or questions for Giedo. Love to hear from you tonight, and we can have a little chat about life and what's going on in the world of Formula One and motorsport. And it does look, to all intents and purposes, like Austria is going to get the go-ahead. It looks like the government have said yes in Austria, so all being well, that's going to happen. It also looks like the government here are going to back Silverstone to happen. I'm hearing that it's going to be in August. So it would go Austria, and then across to Hungary. And Hungary is always a great place to race and everyone loves it. And if you look at what the Premier League have been doing with regards to testing, then that seems to be pretty successful. They've had a 100% clean test round, is the latest. So there is hope for Silverstone yet, and it would be a crying shame if it didn't happen, but health and safety has to come first, obviously. So, reverse grid. Tracy thinks it would be amazing seeing how the reverse grid works on the race. Esports is fantastic. And Bob says reverse grids would make for some amazing racing. I mean, I know you can see those, they're on the screen, but I just thought I'd read them out because they're some of your opinions and you're vocalising them, so why wouldn't I? And am I going to be travelling to Austria? I have no idea. If I'm being very honest with you, I don't know yet. I'm thinking no, I won't have to. But I'm yet to hear. So I'm in a holding pattern as much as most people are. When someone decides to let me know, I'll let you know. But I'm guessing for the first few rounds, it'll be a case of me being back here with the boys, and the racing will be, I think it's going to be restricted to about 80 people for the teams, and I'd be surprised how many media actually go or are allowed to go. We shall wait and see, but I would imagine it'll be Formula One covering everything for everybody. They'll create a world feed, and everybody back at base will do their commentary. I'm hearing some people want to go out and do their commentary on site from Austria, but yeah, I've yet to hear exactly how many people will be going. And I think the opportunity for people to stay at home and to minimise the amount of people in the paddock will be something that they're very keen to do. So I think that's where we are at the moment. Doesn't really help you very much. Doesn't help me either particularly. But that's where we are. So who had tickets for Zandvoort? That's another thing I'd like to know. Were there lots of you that have ended up disappointed, or has it only just been a few of you? I know they've been waiting so long, haven't they? 35 years they've been waiting for a race, and it just looks like they're going to have to wait another year. But when it happens, it's going to be amazing. Right, I need to find Giedo. That's what I need to do at this moment in time. And until he signs on, I don't think I can link up with him. So I'm going to have to probably shout at my other half and get him to try and get Giedo for us. Because I think if I disappear from here, I'm going to disappear. Let me just see if this is going to work. Where are you, Giedo? There's a cat outside the window as well, just in case you're wondering what's she looking at. Where are you, Giedo? Come on. He did say he was going to join us. However, he also did say that he'd been quite busy today. So goodness knows when he'll get to us. And I will ask him about this the 30-day idle challenge, which he's been doing, which has been hilarious. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but I've got some of the pictures from it that I want to share with you because they are genius. Right, now I'm going to try and get Giedo. So if we go... Right, apparently I paused. I don't know whether I paused or not, but fingers crossed, Giedo, as if by magic, will suddenly appear on our feed, because if not, it's just going to be me and you chatting. Nothing wrong with that. I love chatting to you guys, which is really fine. But as I said earlier, if you've got any questions, get them in. You can use at the bottom or wherever it is on your screen the little question sign, and you can get your questions into me or to Giedo, or you can just ruminate with each other if you want, and let me know what you're drinking tonight as well. I am drinking, I think it's a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, a place I have never been to, but it's very nice. And hopefully wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you have had a pleasant day. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. Now, I want to find out from you guys what your favourite Grand Prix is. The one that you've either been to or that you've watched on telly, but I thought it would be a good opportunity to say to you, right, okay, let's do a little poll. What is your favourite race that you've either watched or been to? Because I'm always curious about how it comes across to you guys. When I'm in a pit lane, it's very hard to actually see what's going on and really experience it. Sometimes I manage to have a good snoop around, but a lot of the time it's a little limited. So what's your favourite race that you've ever been to? Oh my goodness. I don't know how you say your name. Cumies. I'm going to go with that. And he's gone for Spain 2016. What a race. That was a cracker. That was when Nicky Lauda gave me one of his favourite ever quotes with the whole BS gate on the BBC. Right, hang on a minute. Guido's just getting back to me. Hold that thought. Let me know which is your favourite race. And I'm back. Right, let's see if Giedo comes online. Fingers crossed he will. Oh, Dr. Bob, Canada 2011, my first race. That was such a good race as well. Oh, it was amazing. Brazil, your favourite race. Oh, and look, Guido's here. Guido in the house. Excellent. Let's frankly no sit and chat to me for this long. And we're all here for Giedo, really. And he's always got lots of fascinating opinions. There he is.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Good. You?
Good. Where are you?
Actually, I'm at a friend place, and it's first time at it's our friend place. Look here.
Oh wow. Hello. Like that you brought friends to have drinks. Cheers.
Yeah. He's doing well because we had a birthday party at his wife. He turned 37 today. So we went to the park and we for sure we kept 1.5 meters distance, but yeah, it was good fun.
Lovely to have you on. Thank you so much for joining. I'm glad you had a nice day. Were you having pizza in the park?
You're sorry, what? You had a?
Were you having pizza in the park?
Yeah, we did. No, because the good friends of ours, they have like a lot of how you call it, restaurants and places in Amsterdam, and it was her birthday party, and she was like, okay, let's celebrate it with good friends. And then she organized from one place, one good restaurant, some sushi. Then at 5 o'clock, she organized some burgers because they also have a burger place. And then on 8 o'clock, they organized some pizza place. So we had some pizza as well. It was good. It was very good, but still, it's not very healthy, but we'll survive.
It's fine. You're allowed to
Yeah,
not
for
be
sure.
healthy at the moment. And Giedo, what are you drinking?
Um, Corona.
Oh, very apt. I like it very much. Well, cheers. Thank you for
Cheers.
joining us. Now, it's been a busy old week for everybody, but what have you been doing during lockdown? Have you been keeping busy or have you been bored?
I've actually been quite busy because we are dealing with my home. We destroyed some stuff inside the house.
Oh,
We
okay.
did some, we did some quite a big stuff inside the house because my wife was like 2 weeks inside. She was like, maybe we have to change some things. So the last couple of weeks we have been busy a little bit with that. But luckily, I own a company in Amsterdam in real estate. So we do a lot of things we buy and then we make it completely new. And from there on, actually we sell it, and that's quite good. Look, she's also here. That's my wife.
Hi. Hey. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm very good. Thank you very much. I have
Me
one.
too.
Oh, cheers. I love this.
Yeah, the thing
Everyone
is,
can just
we,
join
we,
in.
we start to enjoy life a little bit. That's also important.
Definitely. Very important at the moment.
No, so life keeps me busy. She keeps me busy quite a bit. But the good thing is, I honestly I miss racing a lot. Of course, we used to have a Spa already in April, and then in 2 weeks we used to have a Le Mans. But nothing happening at the moment. But the good thing is that I still have my business running here in Amsterdam, and it goes quite well. So I'm happy at the moment.
How much training have you been doing ready for when you do get racing? Or is there much you can do?
The first month from quarantine was a lot. I mean, I was training 6 times a week, flat out, because there was nothing to do. The last 2 weeks were a bit not so much, to be honest. But the good thing between you and me and the spectators here, we're gonna test again on the 12th of June.
Oh,
So
amazing.
the next 2 weeks I have to start training again because the thing is it's important to get ready again. In August we have our first race, so we need to get ready for it.
Are people throwing things at you, Giedo?
Yeah, cigarettes. I'm not gonna show that. It's not. They are not my cigarettes, but they throwed it here. Yes.
That's good. And when it comes to missing racing, what is it that you miss the most? Presumably it's not doing press and media days, I'm guessing.
A little bit. I mean, I'm not like Kimmy, who doesn't like it at all, but I quite like it. I've always been liked in it. And to be honest, I miss it. I miss it. I miss the media things. I miss the racing things. And to be honest, the last few years I've been quite well with the WEC Endurance Championship into doing starts, and of course that was a bit my thing. But yeah, of course, if you don't race for a couple of months and a couple of weeks, you miss it. And yeah, I'm happy to get started again, but it was a bit tough.
Are you taking part in the virtual Le Mans in a couple of weeks' time?
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
that
but
going to be like? I love that.
to be honest, really hard, because I spoke to Max a lot because we are good friends, and we are because they have a good team as well. We chatting about it, and I've been asking what lap times he was doing. And to be honest, virtual racing for me, I'm just in the middle of starting it, get to know it. To be honest, we have 3 very good teammates, and but still, I'm a bit off. I mean, I've been seeing Jensen racing online. Of course, he's getting better, but still, he's also way off. It's not the time for us, let's say.
Yeah, I suppose younger kids coming through who play and can devote hours to it.
Yeah.
We can't really do that anymore. Where, as you say, spending hours in a bedroom isn't really acceptable when you're trying to run a business, have a family, all of that stuff.
No. Also, I have a son. He's running around the whole place. We have to take care of him. We used to have a nanny, but not anymore. So it takes time. And of course, sometimes I say to my wife, "Look, listen, I have to get a little bit online to practice, because otherwise I will be wasted." But anyway, I think it's going to be a big race with a lot of big names, and I'm sure, to be honest, with my teammates, I think we can do a very good job. And I used to be a platinum driver, because I have a platinum driver as an X1 driver. But in that race, I will be a bronze driver. So After 6 hours, I will be done. I will say, good luck, guys, and see you later.
Oh my God. What rig have you got at home? What setup have you got?
To be honest, quite a good setup. A good teammate of Max Verstappen, Abt Kerkhoff. He used to help me with that rig. So I have good screens, good brake pedals. Also, the steering wheel setup is quite nice. But on the end, it's all about the experience you have online, because the lines they drive, the way they do things, it's just completely different than in real life. And to understand that, and to really get that last stand out of it, it's so hard. I mean, I've been doing it now for a couple of months, because before that I was not doing anything. But I'm getting better, but not on the way I'm happy about it,
I'm going to ask you a controversial question, because I know you love it.
Yeah.
Daniel Abt, obviously, he was doing the Formula E race, but he got someone to sit in for him. I mean, the racing world is pretty small. What have you guys all thought about, his subsequent dismissal from Audi, the apology, all of that stuff?
To be honest, I think it's really bullshit what Audi did, and the way they dropped him, the way they said, "Look, it's not fair how you do things." He's trying, and it's also not his thing to do racing online. And on the other hand, he tried some other stuff with another driver, and it's clever because it's not in real life. But then after what happened, he said it straight away, like, "Look. I was not the driver, but somebody else was the driver," and it's fair, because he was fair. And to be honest, after that, to get dropped out of Audi, it's completely stupid, because from my feeling, who they have to put in now?
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly harsh to get the £10,000 fine or €10,000 fine, and then on top of that, for the day later, get the dismissal. But I suppose you guys, even when you're, off hours and not actually in a, you know, a real car, you're still representing a brand.
Of course, no, of course. But I mean, the fine is fair enough. I mean, you know, if you're not allowed to do that, you get a fine, no problem. But after that, if you get dropped by Audi like this, I think it's completely stupid.
Yeah. So much has happened this week in the world of Formula One and motorsport in a kind of in a bubble where there's nothing happening. What did you make of the Williams news that they've put themselves up for sale? You got some spare cash floating around, Giedo? Do you fancy owning Williams?
I think, you know, of course, you know, the whole brand like Williams, it's if they have to sell the whole thing, I think it's not good. It's not good for the sport. I think it's the best, one of the best brands in Formula One. They have been doing so well, but of course, they've been suffering the last few years, to be honest. You know, but the thing is, they have to go forward. They have to try to get an investor there. I'm sure they will find somebody, because I think, you know, everybody wants to go into Formula One, especially with the new rules, you know, with the budget gap. I think it's going to be interesting for everybody. But, you know, if you are Frank Williams, if you're Claire Williams, you know, if you have that brand for many years, to be world champion for a long time, to have the best car for a long time, to be on the podium a couple of years ago, it's you know, it's just crazy to sell the whole thing now, and it's a pity, to be honest. But you know, I hope they find somebody who is a good investor, who wants to keep the brand going on and try the best out of it.
Yeah, I think I mean, it was quite a shock, because they've always said all along, both Sir Frank and Claire, you know, this team isn't for sale, we're a privateer team. But, you know, the teams like Williams and when you were at Caterham and, you know, the smaller teams, your Marussias, you know, it's tough surviving in Formula One against the likes of Mercedes and Ferrari. It's full on, isn't it?
It is tough, but I think with exactly now, with the new rules are coming, I think it's something that is interesting, because, you know, it's just $145 million budget. They may have to make the most out of it, and I'm sure some people can do very well with that budget. You know, even though it's sponsorship, or even though it's investors from outside, or even though it's you know money from drivers who bring in, but it's more fair to everybody else, because the last few years you have been seeing that, you know, Ferrari or Mercedes, they have a budget like 400, 500, even 600 million, which is a lot. And now everybody has the same budget. Some teams, like the lower parts of teams, they will maybe have a budget of 100 million, but the top teams, they only have 145 million. So I think it's a good choice. I think it's a good thing what the FOM are doing at the moment. And yeah, it will be interesting to see how things are going. And you know what we've been seeing so far. Some teams will survive, some teams will not survive. And even the teams will, if they're not to survive, then hopefully they will get a good investor and get the most out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, everybody I've spoken to when I said I was going to have you on Insta said you've got to ask him about his 30-day challenge. So I've got some pictures here that you've put up online, and I'm going to talk. So the 30-day idle challenge, this is what it is. Probably been the longest 30 days of your life. So I've got some of the highlights of them. Here's one of them. This one was I think this one was a cracker.
Yeah.
And my personal favourite, this one. Can't actually see because I'm in the way and I can't move myself. But talk to me about the 30-day idle challenge, because it's been brilliant.
Yeah, you know, we're also a bit bored the last few weeks, and to be honest, when I saw this challenge, I was saying, like, look, I probably want to do it because it's something cool. Maybe the people will like it, maybe the people will not like it. And then it was like, who's my idol? Well, I don't have really an idol, but Maldonado always been something like a cool guy. I always liked him. We have been friends for a long time. I really really like him as a person, but also he's doing he's been doing amazingly in Formula One. I mean, he had a victory in Barcelona, which was great. And then I said, like, let's him be my idol, and let's try to do something, the challenge for 30 days. To be honest, I'm happy to be nearly there. He's been texting me a little bit, like, man, really have to do this. Like, do you like it? I said, look, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it well. Just a couple of days, and then I'm done with it. But yeah, people have been reacting quite well. They like me. They like to keep me going. But yeah, a couple of days, I'm done, and that's it. But I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
They've been brilliant. We've loved them. I don't know, Will Buxton getting in on the action today. That's just far, surely.
Yeah, that was kind of a joke, because yesterday he was responding, this is the best one yet. I said, okay, next one we put you in, and he was responding again today. But yeah, it was good fun. And to be honest, it's just a couple of days and we're done.
That's good. They've kept us amused through lockdown, so it's been perfect. You've done a good job. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, obviously, Dutch Grand Prix. That's a blow, isn't it?
Yeah, quite a bit, but it's understandable, to be honest, because on the end, there's been a lot of races on the calendar for many years. I'm sure that they have the much favor than the Dutch Grand Prix, because it's been new for this year. And it's understandable that they go for that races, It's because I've been hearing that they will go to Silverstone, Hungary, Barcelona, and I understand that they go for that race and not the Dutch Grand Prix. And of course, we miss it, and we miss it quite a lot. But I'm sure we have it again next year, and we make something out of it. Look, this.
What am I looking at?
No, Stephanie, it's actually our birthday girl. She turned 36 or 37.
Let's go for 36.
Oh, 36. Look. Gonna...
Oh, dancing queen! I love it.
So
I feel like I'm at your party. Happy birthday!
So they invite us in the park today, and it was a very lovely day. And now we're gonna have a little zip in
Cheers,
her
everyone.
house.
Cheers.
She's not staying 1.5 meters, but
nobody knows. It's absolutely fine.
this is 1.5 meters. That is 1.5 meters.
I miss England so much.
She's from England,
bless
actually.
You.
She is.
Been nice here as well. The weather's been delightful.
I'm totally edge.
I love that. I feel like I'm at the party, and I'm sure everyone watching will feel like they're at the party as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
All your friends, do they like Formula One? Are they like down with what you do and like your career and everything else?
Some do, some not really, because but in the end, I think in Holland there is a lot of people who have been interested in Formula One over the last few years, especially because of Max. What he's been doing, the results, the crazy things, the way he is, the big talent we have in Holland at the moment. I think it has been picked up quite well in Holland. I think there has been much more fans than when I was driving, to be honest. But I think it's quite a big sport at the moment in Holland, and we love it all. Friends are speaking about it, and that's good, because in the end we always want to be successful, and with him I still think we have a big future Formula One champion.
Do you think he can win it with Red Bull?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think he has a big shot this year. Of course, we were like a few years before, we were like, he has a shot now, he has has a possibility. But to be honest, I think this year was the one. And I still think that he has a possibility. But still, Lewis is there. He has the experience. He knows how to win the World Championship. And I think he will be the biggest competitor of Max.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year when it finally gets going. July the 5th, they reckon, will be the first race in Austria. The deal's kind of now been done.
Yeah.
They're expecting a calendar out tomorrow. They're talking about reverse grids, though, for the race on Saturday. Are you in favour of messing around with the Saturday format?
I wish I had that. At least I could start in the front.
Hold the Giedo
But
again.
it would only keep on going for a couple of laps. But you know, I think it will be a good idea. I think Formula One needs to find a different way of this year, without the spectators, without a lot of people on the track, without probably the media. But the good thing is they will start. I think everybody's still waiting to get started, but to get the reverse grid, I don't know. I mean, it will be interesting, but still, after a couple of laps, you get past easily. It will be some nice battles, but it will go close. It will be like 10 laps, maybe 20 laps. It will be back to normal.
Yeah. So it's not the long-term answer to Formula One's problems.
No, but the good thing is in what they presented the last few weeks with the new rule, with the new budget cap. I think, to be honest, I think that's the right way to go. I think that's a very, very good step forward to the whole future of Formula One. And from there on, it can be much more closely because, you know, a smaller team, they have much more chance to the biggest team because, you know, the gap was always very, very big the last few years. And yeah, I think now it's much more fair like this.
Yeah, we hope so. Anyway, something needs to be done, as you say.
Yeah.
The top teams are so far ahead of everybody else. Is it tough for a driver if you're in a team that you know has almost no chance of even scoring points, let alone winning?
Yeah, of course, I had the experience, to be honest. With Caterham, we had a team. We were always battling with Marussia at that time in 2013. And especially the first few races, we were like, okay, you know, after 20 or 30 or whatever laps, we used to have blue flags from Sebastian Vettel because he was leading the race. And you know, in 2006, he used to be my teammate, and I used to be either close or used to beat him. And suddenly, after 20 laps, you get a blue flag of him, and that car was just 3.5 seconds faster than us. And the first few races, I was struggling with that, to be honest. But after that, it's like, you know, you have to get used to it, understand it, you know where you are. And on the end, you have to understand that your teammate is your biggest rival, biggest competitor, because he has the same material, they have the same car, and you have to beat him. And yeah, after a few races, I understood it, and then from there on you go. And to be honest, I think the second part of my Formula One races, it went quite well, but still, you know, being racing in the back, it's tough because you want to compete, you want to be on the podium, you want to compete for points, and not racing for 15, 16, 17.
How does WEC compare to F1 in your mind?
Much more open. Although I have to say, I think the last couple of years, Formula One has been much more open with the new owners. You know, been doing much more social media. The whole paddock people, there are much more people inside the paddock. They are open for more guests. So I think they made a really, really good step forward. But still in WEC, it's a bit like a family there, you know, because you have been racing to all the guys there, from Buemi to Kamui Kobayashi, Conway. You know, I've been racing for many years with them, and if we come on the track, it's like we are friends, and we've been friends for many years, and it's open. You can enter the garage there. You can have a chat with them. Formula One, everything is closed, everything is secret. It's a little bit different. But still, I mean, I was Formula One race last year. I think they made a really big step forward. But I have to say, the WEC it's an enjoyable series, especially with LMP2. It's a really cool car to race with. It's like 2-3 seconds slower only than F2, and I think, you know, I enjoy it because after Formula One, to be honest, I stopped more or less.
Yeah.
I was fed up with racing, and I was like, you know, what should you do? And hey, maybe you have to start a business back in Amsterdam, and I did, which was quite nice. But always in my mind, I was like, I was missing racing, and then. Yeah, Fritz van Heert, the big owner of the supermarkets of Jumbo, they called me up and they're like, you wanna race with me, and they wanna have some fun and help me out. And to be honest, I love it right now, the way I live my life, the way I can race. I've been winning a race last year in Japan, which was amazing because it was the first bronze ever driver who win a race in LMP2. So yeah, I love it. I love it right now.
I love that. Oh, someone's just asked, will we see him at the Indy 500 someday?
No, never. We have a Dutch guy now. It's like Rinus VK. I think he also gets sponsored by a Jumbo guy. I think he is really big talent, and he has a big future in America, especially the Indy 500. He's supposed to do it this year, and I wish him all the best. But I will never do it. I will keep on racing with the LMP2, and we'll see where we end up. But so far, what we do is nice. But the Indy 500 is not really my thing.
Okay, look, I'm going to let you go party. We've taken up loads of your time, so thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
Go drink, go be happy. Send our love to everybody there.
Yeah, this is Yoshi, by the way, is the husband of the wife. How you doing? We keep on 1.5 meters, and thank you very much. I hope all the best for you, and we keep in contact.
You. Yeah. See you soon, Giedo.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
So there we go. Giedo joined us in the end. Hurrah. Hopefully you enjoyed that. He's a fab guy. Very funny. His 1 year, I think, in Formula One didn't really do justice to his talent and what he could have brought. But the Dutchies are very lucky to have him, and he does a bit of TV and comments on Formula One, and he's great value. So thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully you've been able to have a laugh, join in, and listen to Giedo on what he had to say. And he reckons, obviously, that the new rules are going to make a significant difference in Formula One. And I think that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? If we just close the grid up and make it a bit more competitive, we shall see what happens. Anyway, I'm sorry for those of you who have missed most of the chat, but this will go up on here as a story, and I'll try and get it up on YouTube as well, so that you can have a look and enjoy it. Have I ever been to Zandvoort? Said Gordon. Yes, I have. I went there for British GTs, and it was fantastic. And I was made to do a piece to camera on the beach in the freezing cold with a blow-up inflatable whale. Obviously. Good times, really good times. Right, next week I will do another one of these. Hopefully that's okay with you. I think Tatiana Calderon's going to join me and have a good old natter, and she's taking part in the virtual Le Mans as well, so it should be really good, really interesting to hear what she's got to say, how she's been training, what she's going to be up to this year, all of those sorts of things. But for all of you that have joined us, thank you very much. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.